What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today, we're going to talk about the ultimate blueprint to achieve your dream physique. In this video, we're going to really go over about nutrition because I really believe if you take your nutrition seriously, you're literally going to see results like this. So let's get right into the video. The first thing that I want you guys to understand is that training is 20% of the results that you're looking for, and 80% of the rest of the results is literally nutrition. So this video is going to be super valuable. You cannot outrun your fork. I'm going to go over the exact nutrition blueprint that you need to understand for you to achieve your dream physique. Okay. So the basics, right? The basics, I really believe that most of you guys overcomplicate it. So we're going to really get started at the basics, move all the way to, complicated misconception and stuff like that. But first, let's get started with the basics. The more that you eat, the more that you gain weight, right? That's simple. And the less that you eat, the more that you're going to lose weight. Okay. And this is what I think most of you guys already heard this. Calorie surplus is when you gain weight because you're eating more calories than your body needs. Therefore, you have more nutrients in your body than necessary so that you gain weight, right? But if you're eating less than what your body needs, you're going to lose weight. Okay. That's a very simple statement right there. Okay. I think most of you guys understand this, right? And that's where comes in the calorie game plan, right? Because every single one of you guys have a calorie maintenance, which is the number of food, the number of calories that you need to eat daily for you guys to really hit exactly what your body needs, right? And that number of calories is your calorie maintenance. And if you want to lose weight, you have to eat minus 500 calories, that calorie maintenance, so that you're eating actually less. But if you want to bulk and gain weight, you have to eat plus 500 calories, like you can see right there, right? But if you want to maintain the same weight, you can just eat the same amount of calories as your calorie maintenance. It's literally that simple. Okay, so don't overcomplicate this. If you want to learn more and find out what your calorie maintenance is, you can go over on FitnessPal, right? You write your information and it's going to exactly calculate what your calorie maintenance is. If you're one of my elite clients, you already know that we went over this. You don't really need to do this exactly, okay? So big rule that I want you guys to understand, no junk, right? It's not because it's calories in, calories out, you're eating less calories, you're eating more calories, then you can add in junk food. Because there's a misconception, it's not just about calories, it's also about what you eat, right? If you're eating processed food, it's going to inflammate your gut, which is going to be easier for you to have a lot of fat on your stomach, right? It's going to make sure that you're not going to be lean eating junk food, even though you're eating less calories, right? You're not going to be fit eating less junk food, right? And if there is a guy on Instagram, whatever he may be talking about, you can eat junk food, you cannot, bro. It's not going to work, right? You can try it, but you're going to realize at some point it's not going to work. If you want to go ahead and try that junk food, try it, but it's not going to work, right? If you want to make it work, you have to stick to real food. And real food is not processed, okay? So don't eat processed food. You're going to inflammate your gut. It's going to be way harder for you to lose weight or to even gain weight. You're going to gain fat, but not weight. Okay, no junk. Now, macros. I think most of you guys already heard macros. And macros are literally the macronutrients in the food that you have, right? Every single food that you're eating on planet Earth has macronutrients, which is literally what the food is made of. Okay, so the three principal macros you really need to understand primarily is proteins, right? Proteins are for muscle building. You have carbs that are for energy, and you have hormonal health, fats that are for hormonal health and to regulate your physique, okay? Regulate your body. And what I want you guys to understand, you can look directly at the picture right there. 1 gram of carb is 4 calories, 1 gram of protein is 4 calories, and 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. And this is the reason why it's very easy for you to get fat quick, right? Because as you can see, the fat is already double, almost even more than the double amount of calorie of a carb or a protein, right? This is why in order for you to lose weight, you have to really cut off the fat, right? You cannot think of eating too much fat, right? And fat comes from avocado. There is good fat, there is also bad fat. The bad fat really is in the processed food that we mentioned previously. And the good fat is in things like avocados, nuts, and stuff like that. That's a good fat, okay? But even if it's good fat, you cannot eat a lot of good fat in the day and call it a day, right? If you want to lose weight, you have to cut out the fat, but not entirely, because your body still needs the hormonal health. You get what I'm saying? It still needs that. You still need to regulate your physique. Therefore, you can't just focus on cutting completely the fat out. You need it, right? It's the same thing with proteins, right? If you want to lose weight, You cannot cut off the proteins. You have to still eat it because your body needs it. It's the same thing for the carbs. Your body needs energy. So you cannot cut that the part of the carbs, right? And the big misconception that I see guys doing is they want to build more muscle, they want to get jacked, so they over focus on proteins. And what's going to happen is if you eat more proteins, then your body is going to compensate that protein for carbs. Why? Because the carbs are necessary for energy. And if you don't have enough energy in the day, you cannot even maintain the muscles that you have. So if you have a lot of protein in your body is going to use a part of that protein for energy. So every single protein that you're going to eat is not going to directly impact your muscle building, right? So it's pointless to just over focus on protein. You need to have a well balanced diet and then add in more protein, and that's how you're going to build more muscle. Does that make sense? All right. Yeah, we just went about don't over obsess on proteins. That's what I just talked about right there. And no junk, the junk food myth, right? I can eat whatever I want, and if I eat less of it, I'm still going to see progress. False, bro. Even small amounts of junk food is going to destroy your progress because, like I talked to you about, it's going to inflammate your gut. And if it inflames your gut, it's going to be easier for you to maintain a lot of fat in your body, and which you don't want. You want to lose that fat, you want to build more muscle. That's your goal. So make your own version of meals that you see that are highly processed that you enjoy. For example, if you love eating pizza, if you really enjoy eating pizza, instead of going to Domino's or whatever restaurant that you go through that is highly processed pizza, make your own version of the pizza. Right? You can literally go on ChatGPT and ask him, give me healthy recipes of pizza that I will actually enjoy, that are not, super vegan, that I can actually enjoy eating. Right? He's going to give you a bunch of recipes based on the food that you enjoy. There is a lot of options, right? It's going to be a little harder because you're making your own pizza. You have to take the groceries and stuff like that. But it's necessary if you want your goals to happen. Because if you keep on eating processed food, you're going to keep on getting stuck. You're going to keep on wondering, why am I not the best version of myself? Why am I waking up and I'm still fat even though I'm going to the gym? It's because of the junk food and the nutrition habits that you've been having for the last 2 years, the last 2 months. That's the reason why. Okay. Now let's talk about cheat meals, right? Because I see many guys also like going to the gym constantly, eating the nutrition goals constantly. But what they do, they have cheat meals once a week, right? They have cheat meals here and there. Okay, so the common myth is I can have one cheat meal a week. And even some of my clients, some of my elite clients already talk to me about, can I have one cheat meal? Can I have one cheat meal, right? And if you're an elite client of mine, right, you're already in my program, you know that eating a cheat meal is not going to help you because we actually take your nutrition. I take your personal nutrition and I found a way to make it the healthy version of it. So if I had one of my clients, for example, he loved eating, there was a junk food in Quebec, it's called poutine. He loved eating that. And I told him, okay, you need to see results. We want you to see results, but you don't necessarily have to stop eating that. What we're going to do is make a healthy version of it. So I went over to ChatGPT. He gave me recipes with a grocery list. I just gave it to my clients and he started implementing that recipe ever since. And he's losing weight. He's probably lose 50 pounds using that method. So guys, you don't have to eat cheat meals. Is because the reason why you want to cheat on your diet is because your diet is not enjoyable. And if you guys have been following me for a while on Instagram as well, you're going to see my stories every time I'm posting food. It's food that I actually enjoy. You're going to see me eating ice cream. You're like, Isaac, every single thing that I eat is a healthy version that I made it at home, right? Every single time. It's very rare that I'm going to be eating outside. And even if I eat outside, I'm going to go on ChatGPT and ask him, yo, bro, I'm going to eat at Subway, let's say. Because last time I went to eat at Subway, because I was outside, I couldn't go to my house. So I was like, okay, I'm at Subway. What is the healthiest and most protein thing that I could eat at Subway today? And he gave me exactly it. Right, it was the healthiest and highest protein. So even on vacation, wherever you may be, you can still see results. You don't have to eat cheat meals. Cheat meals is what it tells me is that your diet is not enjoyable. And if your diet is not enjoyable, you're not going to keep it for a long period of time. And the goal for you to achieve your dream physique is to keep it for the rest of your life. It's not like, okay, now I have that dream physique, I'm going to stop now. No, right? I think your goal is to keep that physique for the rest of your life. On that journey of keeping that physique, you need to have nutrition goals that are going to align with you and your future version that you're going to keep for the longest possible, right? And a way for this to make it happen is by stopping cheat meals. Because if you're cheating on your diet today, that means imagine in 2 years, you're going to keep on cheating and you're never going to get the results that you want in the first place. So instead, take the food that you actually enjoy implement it in your diet, make healthy versions of it so that you can still eat food that you enjoy while still getting results, right? This is how I help my clients. So now, how do you track the food? Because most of you guys also overcomplicate this. And if you're one of my elite clients, you don't have to track food. Okay, my clients don't have to track food. We literally go over the number of calories that they need to eat daily. And I tell them exactly, okay, eat this, based on what they already like. So they don't have to track food. But if you're not a client of mine and you don't want to, get in the program yet, you just want a free resource, how to track your food is simply go on MyFitnessPal. That's what I've been using for the last 2 years now. Amazing, very simple for you to use. There are also other resources, but I really enjoy MyFitnessPal, and that's the reason why it's not a sponsor, nothing like that. It's just very easy for you to track your food on MyFitnessPal. I really believe so. There is also other resources. You can go check them out, but I really believe MyFitnessPal is the easiest in my opinion. Okay, so this is our few templates of bulking day example of what you should eat, cutting day, grocery list, whatever. And also, guys, every single thing that we went through in this presentation, I made also a document version of it if you guys want to document, so that you have every single tool that you can actually implement in your diet, just like this: bulking day examples, cutting day examples, stuff like that, grocery list examples, right? If you want to have that list, everything laid out in the document, you can go over on my Instagram and DM me. I'm going to send it to you. It's completely for free. I don't mind saying to you guys. I want you guys to see results, even though you're not in the program. I want to help you. Okay, it's cool. Now, how can you eat out without screwing up on your diet, right? So what I want you to focus on is every time that you're eating out, try to really go for the option of grilled instead of fried. Because if you're eating some food that is fried, it has way more oils. And like we talked about previously, 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. So it can really add up quickly without even you even noticing, because there's a lot of oil in the food that you're eating, and the calories are going to add up, add up, add up, add up. You're going to get fatter, fatter, fatter without even you realizing it. Okay. And really go over and drink as much water as possible instead of soda. Okay, if you're drinking soda, at least try to go for the version with zero sugar. You know what I'm saying? At least try for that. Go for that, okay? And sauces on the side, not really. Like, try to limit the sauce, because in the sauce as well, there's a lot of oil. And in the oil, it can really, like I'm telling you, the fat can really pile up without even know you realizing it, right? And also get the proteins, okay? Always get the protein and the veggies. Like veggies, you don't have to necessarily, but try to eat as much proteins as possible when you're outside, okay? And good proteins, not processed food, right? Go for meats. Okay, hydration strategy, right? And you guys really I'll say you guys want to eat so much more, right? And you don't understand that there is the muscle aspect of your muscles, right? There's the fiber and everything, but there's also water. Like, muscles are 80% water, and most people don't know that. Like, muscles are 80% water. So if you're not drinking enough water in your day to day, you're missing out on a ton of gains. So make sure that your goal should be at least 3 to 4 liters every single day. Right? Some of you guys are like, 3 liters, that's too much. But that's the reason why you're skinny or you're still fat, because you don't drink enough water. You're like, no, it's not just about water, it's about nutrition as well. Water has a huge impact. If you have the nutrition on point and you don't drink enough water, you're not going to see results fast. If you have the nutrition on point, you drink a lot of water, the results are going to come like this, bro. This is why I think if you guys watch me on Instagram, these guys are seeing my clients win literally in weeks, right? I have a client of mine, he gained 5 pounds in a week training with me, just because we went through and actually dialed in the nutrition plan, right? So drink water, okay? Drink before you feel thirsty. Don't wait till you feel thirsty to start drinking. When I wake up, I start drinking already. Every time I get up, I start drinking. Before I go to sleep, I drink. So guys, drink. I promise you, you're going to see a lot of improvement just by drinking. Okay, common mistakes that you need to avoid, honestly, is skipping meals. Skipping meals is one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen, even if you're fat. Even if you're fat and you want to lose weight, don't skip meals, because it's going to come back, right? Because when you skip meals when you're fat, what's going to happen is you're going to feel even hungrier. And when you feel hungrier, you start eating things that don't even make sense. Like, you start eating whatever you have, right? And you don't want to be in a situation where it's like you feel you're so hungry that you're going to eat the food that you know is not going to help you, right? You want to be in a situation where you are always thinking ahead, always thinking like, okay, I know what I'm going to eat next. I know this is good for me. I know I'm eating good things. You get what I'm saying? that's the position you need to be in. You don't want to be in a situation where you're like skipping meals, because every time that you skip meals, you feel hungrier and start eating a bunch of crap just because you're hungry. Right? It happened to me. It happened to you. We both know that's what's going to happen if you skip the meals. So stop skipping meals, okay? Next, drinking calories, right? I want you to avoid drinking calories, especially if you're skinny and you want to gain weight. You can drink calories, you can drink milkshakes and stuff like that. It's cool. But if you're fat, I want you to avoid drinking calories, because you don't really necessarily know what you're drinking, right? Most people drink energy drinks, whatever, they don't even know how much calories they're in it, right? So unless you actually know what you're doing and it fits your macros, drink. But if you don't know and you're just drinking for drinking, that's the reason why you're fat, because you're just drinking a bunch of things and you think because most people think like drinking, because it's liquid, it's not that much calorie. Literally, this has nothing to do with calories. Like if you're drinking something that is high in calorie, it's going to still hit your calorie surplus. And if you want to lose weight, that's the reason why you don't lose weight, right? I'm talking really about the little things, but you guys need to understand that the little things that you obsess over are what's going to impact you on the long run to create that level of physique that you're actually looking for. The next one is not prepping, right? You always want to be in a situation, like I said, where you know in advance what you're going to eat, right? And prepping is preparation and having a plan in mind of knowing, okay, you know what, today I already know what I'm going to eat. So there's no chance of me skipping meals. There's no chance of me getting out of the diet because I already know what I'm going to eat. And on top of it, if you know what you're going to eat and it's food that you actually enjoy, you're going to look forward to eating those food. Does that make sense? Okay. So simple meals, eat at least every 3-4 hours, especially if you want to gain more weight, and stay consistent. Consistency is key, because if you can't be consistent, if you're consistent for a week and expect to eat a cheat meal, you're never going to get there. Never, right? You have to be consistent for a long period of time before you start seeing results. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a plan that you will actually follow. Okay, so most of you guys overcomplicate this. You try to find the perfect plan to get in shape. And I had many people actually DM me as well. What is your perfect nutrition plan to bring muscle? What is the perfect food for weight gain? It doesn't exist. Okay, what works is a plan. Actually, you create your plan and just follow it. Right? I'm not saying like if you eat junk food and just follow it's going to work. No, a plan that actually makes sense, and you have to follow it. You have to be consistent. Stop trying to find that perfect plan, that perfect nutrition plan to get results in the next 30 days. It's not going to work, bro. Just start implementing the things that we already went through about. Cut out the processed food, drink a lot of water, eat a lot of proteins, have a balanced diet, start seeing results. Don't try to have that perfect eating plan of you're not going to do anything, right? Because every time that you try to be perfect before taking action, you're just losing time. You have to start taking imperfect action every single day. And from that imperfect action that you're taking, you're going to learn, right? And the more that you learn, the better you're going to get. Right. So stop waiting for perfection and start taking action today. And that's it for the video today. I hope you guys had a lot of value from this video. I dropped a ton of gems, right? And if you want the kind of my, you already know kind of what I went through and how to actually get the results. And if you want me to actually help you design a meal plan, like a couple of my clients that I'm helping currently, make sure you go on Instagram, DM me the word nutrition. I will ask you a couple of questions to see if I can help you. Or you can also book a free call with me. We go over the goals that you have and I'll see if I can actually help you. All the links are in my bio. Go check them out. Thank you guys for watching. If this video was valuable, make sure you like the video. Comment down below any single thought that you have. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Peace.